play LCP D&D, and it was like, I'm sorry, I can't find LCP D&D. What? I had to enunciate the Inn better.
I don't know. What
Robin.
is that?
Brian.
Who would you like to play tonight?
I don't know. What are we doing?
You're going to go to the new Dolby Inn.
Uh-oh.
The nude Dolby Inn?
Whoa. We're going to a nudist colony?
You're going to a porcupine colony. You don't want to be nude there.
Why not?
Oh, I still need to make that character. Fuck.
Oof, ouchie, my body. Not gonna
Someone
open
got a
that.
snap.
That was from Eric. I'm not opening that one. No.
Why not?
Let's open that.
Brian.
Let's open that on stream. Let's show everybody what Eric sent me. Oop, too high. He sent me a Happy Valentine's Day narwhal.
By the way, my Snapchat just went off.
Irene,
Yes.
who would you like to play?
I'm going to play my warlock, Tolan.
Tolan?
Yes, I'll change my name to it. Tolin. He's my edgy boy.
Wow, I haven't seen this character yet.
I know. He's from a dead campaign. I'm kind of sad about it.
So I think I will play a Shadow Sorcerer / Paladin.
I was going to play my drow one. I'm like, oh, wait, I can't. That can't be his son.
What is its name?
Gala. It's the same. So the character that I play in the home game that we play, I've kind of redone her. Does that make sense? I basically took her apart, and instead of playing a wild magic sorcerer, she's now level 3 paladin, level 2 shadow sorcerer.
Ooh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric, who are you bringing?
Me?
Yes.
Sorry.
I thought that was his answer.
Yes.
Me.
Yeah.
Stash panache.
I'm going to bring one of my jewel pods.
Which one?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I have Zip Zop and Burkhold. I don't remember where I wrote down the other names. I'm gonna bring Jewel Pod Sour Apple.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that one.
He's new.
I didn't know you had so many jewel pods.
Gotta come prepared, dude.
Eric likes big families, okay? You didn't know that from Butt Stuffins?
What spells? Oh, but I forgot warlocks don't get many spell slots.
You get 2 and you'll be happy with it.
It's okay, I got some good cantrips at least. Oh, I was gonna see if I get that spell or not.
I have a scythe.
I do. Frostbite, that shit. Get that one.
I don't know what's going to happen tonight. We'll find out. So, here's what happened. Diane Dolby came into the hotel, and she talked to Rupert while you guys were there, and he said, Miss Dolby, can I get you anything? A butt stuffing special, perhaps? And she said, I don't even want to know what that is. No, thank you. Rupert, since the Dolby Inn, Tallwater, is now complete, I have a proposition for you. Tallwater is this new town. For you, anything, probably. You've proven to be one of my most faithful and experienced chefs out of all the inns. I would like you to train the kitchen staff in Tallwater. much like you did in Saltridge, but to a greater degree this time. Tallwater's reputation is already prestigious, with the novelty of the town, and the new railroad will only increase its standing as a tourist town. This may become one of our most profitable inns so far, and I want the staff there to be thoroughly trained in their craft. I do enjoy visiting new towns and meeting new people. How long will my services be needed there? Until you can personally assure me the kitchen's up to snuff and can stand on its own without your presence. So, as long as it takes. I see. I'm sure your staff will be able to manage things here in your absence. Yes, I have full confidence in them. And then basically she said that she's actually going to give him a promotion, and he's going to be regional chef over all of the Dolby Inn chains.
Dang.
So, then she said, before you start handing out drinks, Rupert, I still have one more request from you. I need Tallwater to be fully staffed and operational as soon as possible, and I will be requiring a marketing team to draw tourists and locals alike. I can hire some residents in Tallwater, of course, but I prefer to hire based on staff recommendations. Do you know anyone? And at this point, he gestured to you, the members who often frequent his bar. Now, obviously, you don't have to accept a job right away or even ever, but she would like your advice on how to draw in locals and tourists to this brand new establishment. So unless you say otherwise, I envision that you guys are headed there now.
Probably.
How are you traveling? There's a brand new train, or you could just take a carriage, or you could take your hot air balloon.
Oh, definitely train.
All right, we'll try out this train.
Question.
Yes.
Is the train run by Chimney's grandma?
I don't remember Chimney.
Look,
Right,
you
but
made him
never
sad.
remember any of my characters.
Remind me, it was Chimney.
I'm trying to post the picture, but my computer doesn't want to post it. This picture's called Cthulhu Hentai. That sounds like something I should post.
Good job. I don't want to know.
That's Tolan?
Yes.
Nice.
I need to do a redraw of him. Oh no, Eric sent pictures.
So this is Torrington up in this top right corner.
Aw.
No, top left corner. And this yellow
Thanks,
is
Eric.
the train road down to Tallwater in the center.
Okay.
I'm doing that for our viewers, which is me at a later date. Our one viewer.
I sent it to a friend, so who knows?
Yeah, I guess I'll bring it up too and like send it to someone.
Uh,
Crap ton of tabs open. Ooh.
Here, I'll just share it into Chasm Quest.
Hey.
Where the fuck my link stuff?
Man, put the pressure on me now. I gotta make this thing entertaining.
Well, no one's gonna show it probably.
Good.
It's just LCP D&D, right?
Yeah. Cut. Facebook.
Are you still getting that, Eric? I'm kind of waiting for you here.
Yeah, I am. Sorry. I think my computer, or I had the picture saved on my old computer, and they didn't transfer to my new one.
I don't
The
mind.
files are still.
I don't mind waiting. I was just trying to make sure there was something to wait for.
There we go.
I don't know when to say shit. Oh, making memories. Okay. Okay, and it's also not here. Wait. No. So, there we go.
Oh, I remember this character.
Oh yes. What was special about her grandma?
She ran the train in the parade.
She ran the train.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, she can be hired on as conductor since she's the one in Torrington with the most experience. What was her name?
Coker.
Train grandma.
Train grandma, I love it. Like train grandma.
Train grandma.
Sorry, Eric. She no longer has a name.
Oops.
I mean, it's not like Brian's gonna remember that anyway, so.
Train grandma. It's officially in my notes.
Okay.
Save. All right. You this train is kind of an old steam engine, and it's got a sleeping car, or whatever you call it, sleeping carriage or whatever. And dining and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty fancy, and of course it's all brand new. And the conductor comes along, or the what would you call like a stewardess on a train? This is the ticket puncher. He'll go, tickets, please.
I'm gonna hand him my ticket.
I think the
image from Studio Ghibli.
Uh,
Oh,
all right.
it looks like
Show
it's
of
from
hands.
Ghibli.
Do you say Ghibli or Ghibli?
Ghibli?
Ghibli.
I once went to a YouTube video to find out how to pronounce it, and all the comments were arguing back and forth about how to pronounce it.
Ghibli.
I think. Oh, and Chef Rupert was coming with you because he's gonna run the kitchen. So he says, fancy train.
Very fancy.
I wonder how long it'll take us to get there. He says, here's what I've heard about this place. Is that all the people there are toothless.
What?
Toothless?
They've got hedgehogs and porcupines and armadillos and things. I'm going to have to make purely vegetarian dishes, I think.
It's supposed to be a
Don't
torso.
those animals all have teeth?
Hmm?
I think those animals have teeth.
No, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now.
What the hell, Wikipedia?
Now, hold the fucking phone for a second. Are you kidding me? Like, they really don't have teeth?
Hold on.
Out of game Robin is, like, mind blown. You can't lie to me like this.
They were listed as edentatus, and I looked it up, and it says lacking teeth. Oh. Of or belonging to the former order Edentata of mammals, having few or no teeth.
Still. That means it can't bite me if I cut on it.
Porcupines
Oh
have
my
other
god, I
methods.
hate that. I hate that a lot. Oh my god, they're so cute. Look at that. Oh my god.
They are
they're
really
so
cute.
They do have a few
He's got
teeth.
little teeth.
Yeah.
Hi,
Pygmy-
stream. We're looking at cute little animals.
Yeah. Pygmy hedgehogs, we have one as a class pet.
I want one as a pet.
He pulls out a map and shows and kind of that's the wrong copy. And he starts looking at it, and he says, "This does seem like a very touristy town. What is golf?"
You got me on that.
It's a big massive water, and it's normally surrounded on three sides by land.
There isn't very much.
You know, like the Gulf of Idaho.
There isn't very much water at this golf
I know.
resort.
Really? Oh, I hate it. Yes, we hate it.
At least it's not Wisconsin. That doesn't exist.
Oh, it's true.
I'm looking
Cute
here.
Tim angry somewhere.
I'm only seeing 2 other hotels.
Oh, it's competition then, right?
We burn them down. Just kidding. I'm a paladin.
No, we're not bringing down hotels.
Actually, we look like the big fish in this small pond.
Excellent. Then we can lower our prices, gouge them, run them out of business, and skyrocket our own prices afterward.
This is
He starts eating a fancy chocolate.
I don't know how much effect you'll have on prices, but she did say you do the marketing. Maybe you'll have the power to decide. Underground tours, that's interesting. The navigation of this town looks much more, how do you say, laid out better and organized than Torrington. It's almost like the DM had a better understanding of making maps.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Oh, I'm Brian. Look how good I am at maps now.
He says that.
Look at me. I drive pretty far later.
Here is one problem. There's only 2 other hotels, but there's a lot of restaurants.
There are. Yeah.
I'm going to have to give them my bestest work.
I'm thinking about the church.
Perhaps we can steal their best employees.
Ah,
You know, they
ruthless.
would already be learned in the workings of a kitchen. If we can offer them a bit more coin in their pocket, and then run the restaurants out of business, of course, and then we can, of course, pay the employees less.
I have an idea.
What's up?
How about we, before we associate ourselves with the Dolby Inn of this town, we can infiltrate the other inns and find out what kind of employee packages they offer. And then we can offer better ones. So their employees come work for us and they go out of business.
I like this plan.
You're all a lot of sneaky bastards.
You're welcome.
It's just business, good man. It would be sneaky if it were personal.
The train pulls into the rail yard, and the first thing you notice is that this is not at all like Torrington. The salt air is gone and the breeze, and it's all been replaced by the scent of pine, and there's needles and dirt, and instead of a constant roar of waves, there's just occasional like birds and crickets. It's a lot quieter here. And this rail yard is brand new. And there are a number of different semi-toothful creatures here. And they're all very short compared to you guys. You guys stick out a little bit. Well, according to the map, the Dolby Inn is right around this corner.
That's convenient.
And as soon as you leave the rail yard building, you can see it sticking up right across the road. This thing is huge. It's towering as tall as the clock tower. I'm going there.
Okay.
You 3 said you were going to, what, visit some other places? Competition?
Yeah, feel the competition.
All right. Well, you know where to find me.
Good luck, Rupert.
To you as well. All right, what's your first stop?
I'd like to go to the market.
Okay.
Montage.
Montage.
makeover.
Shopping montage.
So I would
Welcome
like
to Dolby Inn. We just ruin everything.
I'd like to purchase plain black slacks, white button-up shirt, and like a black apron, but like the apron that starts at the waist and goes down.
I think Tolan might actually copy you with that. He
This
doesn't
m-
really have a good fashion sense, so.
As you walk in, especially because of the layout, this market looks a lot more established than the one in Torrington, where the one in Torrington, it's like there's new vendors almost every week. This one looks like everything is pretty locked down. Everybody has their booth that they tend to, and it's probably mostly manned by locals of the area rather than travelers and traveling merchants. And with that said, it's also a lot quieter. There's less come and get your whatever. It's less carny, you know. Step right up, step right up. It's more like everybody knows where everything is, so they just hang out and wait for people to show up at their booth. But you have no problem finding what you're looking for, and I think, you know, a gold. You can buy it for a gold piece.
I give them their gold and I pat them on their head.
Oh wow, this is the first time you haven't haggled me.
I mean, if you want me to, Brian, I will. But Jewel Pod Sour Apple is 1, rich, 2, not very charismatic.
So I'm going to commission a black leather outfit. It may or may not be almost not an outfit.
Oh, I have fine clothing on me.
Yikes.
Never mind. I don't need my clothes.
Oh, okay.
And a sheer fabric apron that says the Dolby Inn.
I thought you didn't want to be associated.
Yeah, I thought we don't want to be associated.
I didn't say I was equipping it. I just said I wanted to commission it.
All right.
Excuse me.
They said they could have it ready for you by the end of the week.
And then I need a like maid hat
All right.
with like the little ruffles,
All right.
and tall socks with little ruffles, and buckled shoes with a high heel.
They note all of this down and they start taking your measurements, and then they estimate that custom tailored with these special materials, they'll give it to you for 10 gold.
She waves it off like it's absolutely nothing
All right.
and gives them the 10 gold. If I give you 5 more, how much faster can you make this outfit for me?
They say that priority level with 5 gold, 2 days. Assuming they can find all the materials they need, which they feel they can.
Okay. So she'll spot them another 5.
That went well.
Absolutely.
As you've been walking through this market, you do notice some other people more like you who are taller and more humanoid, but they are kind of few and far between, simply because this is not exactly tourist season, since this whole place, including the railroad, is just getting started, so they expect that this summer will be booming. And you have a feeling that a lot of these people that are here are just like you, in that they're starting up businesses, or they're preparing for the season, or they're somehow involved in this tourist trap of a town rather than being tourists themselves. What's the next stop?
Mm,
To the winery.
Okay.
okay. And then the steakhouse?
Yeah, that'd work.
Okay.
Conveniently adjacent, sort of. This winery is older looking than a lot of the buildings. It looks like it's been expanded, which is fairly recent, but the entry area looks like it's been around. And if you go in, you'll see kind of an old looking hedgehog behind the counter, and he's got his glasses down at the bridge of his nose. Oh, I'm sorry, I was distracted. How are you? What can I do for you?
Oops. Wrong phone. Oh, that's why.
I wonder what kind of wines you have here.
What kind are you looking for? We probably have it.
Something rare.
Rare. All right. Well, let me take you to the back room. He opens a back door behind the counter and gestures.
Okay. I'm going to look at the others, hoping that they're going to come with.
Oh, I'll go with.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Good heavens.
Oh, my God.
You're welcome.
I'm going to save that for later.
Right.
Just for reference, in case she brings this character again. Gosh!
Whatever. Sure, Ryan, sure.
He leads you past casks and just long walls of bottles and things, and then he takes you through yet another door, and then down he go down these steps into the cellar area. And the underground is vast. This is a huge storage down here, and they've got all their operation and everything. And he takes you down yet another one even further underground, and you get the sense that this entire town probably has like a subfloor beneath it where they've dug out everything. And it's getting cooler as you go down, and it's getting darker. The light they've got some sconces and things, but it's getting dimmer and dimmer. And then finally, 3 floors down, you go to kind of a smaller cellar. And you see these bottles they're just covered in dust, and they look like they're probably his oldest vintages. And he starts perusing them, and he says, "Rare, you say? These are some of the first from where we first established this winery."
Interesting. By the way, the darkness doesn't bother me because I have double sight and dark vision,
Yikes.
so I can see perfectly
I
fine.
have dark vision for 120 feet.
Same.
I don't.
Then you can
Ooh.
clearly read the labels on these things, and he's got some Merlots and some Cabernets and some things, but mostly these are all red wines and heavy wines and port wines. And he says, "I should warn you, these are a little pricey."
How much gold do I have? I can't remember.
Let's look it up, shall we?
Yeah. By the way, Tolan is a little nervous because he's had bad times at dark, scary places.
Oh.
All because of a cult.
I would say that this isn't dark, like hard to see, as much as it is just there aren't a lot of sconces around, maybe 1 or 2, and so there's a lot of cast shadows.
Yeah. Still, he's a little nervous about it.
You have? I don't know, Irene. You only have close to 12,000 gold pieces.
Oh, man.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
I know.
And a crystal skull vodka worth 200 gold pieces.
Hey, and don't forget, I have the hipster salad bowl, too.
You do, and who knows, that might be priceless. He says, "Let me give you a range." All right, so we've got this one, which starts at 300. This is probably more accessible than the others. But then you go down the line here at the back of the room, and this is one of the first vintages we've ever bottled. This one goes for 4,000.
Only 4,000, huh? That sounds like up my alley. I'll take that one.
I will carry it for you till you've paid.
Of course.
He says, this particular one is a Merlot, and I think you'll find it to be one of the finest wines you've ever had if you're just a normal consumer. If you're some sort of world traveler, perhaps you've had finer, in which case you and I need to talk.
I've been around, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm here if you ever want to discuss wines. Are either of the two of you buying anything?
Yes. I'll need a hearty port, 2 bottles of cooking sherry, and just a nice white. Perhaps a Riesling.
Nothing from down here in the cellar, then?
No, it's for cooking. Don't worry.
Did I say 3,000 or 4,000?
You said 4,000 for mine.
4K. He quotes you, if you just want generic purchase stuff that's on the shelves, Eric, he'll give it to you all for 100.
I will give him the 100 and pat him on his head.
You're not... Oh, yeah, you don't have that outfit yet. Okay, good. Anything else I can do for you?
Look,
No! Why does it always come to this?
Because Chris isn't.
I don't know why you
need
come
to
to
know
this.
what you come to.
We really don't.
Why do
So
I
Eric
always
and I
come
just
to
made the
this?
same joke.
Oh, Brian, no.
Yikes. Okay. What would you guys like to do next?
Steakhouse.
Steakhouse next.
Steakhouse.
Are you just gonna
Steakhouse.
lug your bottles along with you?
Yeah, I'll have a little spot in my apron for holding at least 2 of them.
Okay. I think he's going. He's going
He just
to.
clinks.
I think he's going to wrap Tolan's up quite securely.
Oh, thank you. I have that special bag, so I'm gonna put it in that.
Oh yeah, your weird holding bag thingy.
Yeah.
All right.
Off to space it goes.
This steakhouse is kind of rustic. It's got log wooden beams, and it's got no taxidermy, of course, but it does have a lot of flowers and plants and trees inside that are all very real, and it has a lot of just. It might have some antlers and things that have been discarded and found along the way. It's got some big casks of its own as decor, and some have been turned into tables. And there's not a lot of people in it, actually. And most of the people you see in there are like you. They're not so much these animalistic people. They're just regular dudes. I think that when you enter in, a waiter is going to approach you and, this one will be a waitress, and she'll say, sit wherever you like.
Thank you.
Is there anything I can get started for you? Drinks or anything? She's chewing gum.
A scotch on the rocks, please.
Can do, sister.
I hate it. I hate it, Brian.
Oh man, Gala's like wearing her emotions on her face right now.
Tolan's like cringing a little bit from this.
How about you, honey?
um. I'll have I'm blanking on alcohol. God damn it. I'll have a White Russian.
Yes.
It took me so long to remember the name.
I mean, you could say tan Russian.
True.
Fuck.
Apparently, Russia exists in this world now.
What is sour apple?
Then you could just say I'll have a white Torrington.
Yeah, I'll have White Torrington.
Jewel Pod Sour Apple is a green dragonborn.
Oh, okay. She says, what about you, tall, green, and handsome?
Oh,
Yes, I would like a leg of lamb, please. You can leave the carving tools with me. And 2 steaks.
roll for sex appeal.
Oh, man.
Wow, wait, told us a fallen ASMR.
All right. She says, I'm sorry. A leg of lamb and what?
Yes, a leg of lamb, leave the carving utensils, please, and 2 steaks.
Boy, you pack a lot of meat.
Oh.
Anything
Oh,
to
no.
drink?
If you only knew. An appletini, please.
Cars.
I want to go drinking with Eric.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
She does not write any of this down.
Oh, no.
I'll be right.
Could I have some veggies, whatever is in season is fine, and a 12-ounce rare sirloin, please?
Mm-hmm. You know what you
Oh.
want?
I'll just have sirloin as well.
I'll be back with your orders. She walks off with her hips swaying back to and fro.
So I have a trait that's called Awakened Mind, where I can telepathically speak to anyone I see within 30 feet.
Okay.
So I'm going to telepathically say to these two, I don't like that she didn't write anything down. I
Can
don't
you
think
respond?
Yes, I believe you can.
I'm not worried about it. It just means there's less competition for us in town.
I'll just say, I don't think it's sanitary to chew gum and work in the food.
I was thinking the same thing. These guys don't seem like much threats to us.
So it takes her.
Why are you rolling twice?
To see how long it takes her to bring us our food.
It takes her 19 minutes before she brings you your drinks, but it takes her 19 minutes to bring you your meals. All right, here you go.
That sounds about average.
And she starts setting down your trays, and lo and behold, it looks like your orders are all accurate.
My drink is already empty.
You want a refill for that, sugar?
Sure, sweetheart.
Oh, aren't you a dear?
Well, I could be.
Oh.
She winks.
The girl suddenly looks very uncomfortable and just walks away.
I lean over the table and go, fascinating. Does that mean you're a shapeshifter?
No, not at all.
Oh. Well, you said you could be a deer.
God.
Just
No.
gonna pat her on the head.
After a couple minutes, this burly man wearing an apron comes out from the back. He stands maybe 5'2", and he comes walking out, and he sets your drink down in front of you, and then he says, "Listen, I don't know what kind of a joint you think I'm running here, but my waitresses are not for sale, you know."
I'm sorry?
For any kind of service other than maybe getting you food and drinks.
What made you think that was going on?
I don't know. She talked about maybe some mixed signals, and I just want to make sure you understand that's not something we do here. I gotta take care of my girls. But not like that.
And here.
That was never our plan.
And then he's gonna lean forward on your table, and then he's gonna look kind of at each one of you and say, "Now, I don't really let this get around, but just because my girls aren't interested doesn't mean that I'm not."
No, thank you, sir. We are good.
All right,
What's he look
well,
like?
back here if you change your mind.
What does he look like, Brian?
Oh, no.
Kind of greasy, and he's got long, greasy, slicked back hair that's dark, and it just always looks wet. And he's got, like, it looks like he's been rubbing his hands on his apron a lot, and then maybe for the last week.
I hate it.
Jewelpod is carving off a slice of the lamb leg, and he just, as he's slicing it, he lets the knife hit the carving plate hard, and just and just looks at him and goes, "Sir, if you'll please excuse us, we are trying to enjoy this fine meal."
All right, well, I'm back here if you change your mind.
Oh, I have this cantrip infestation.
Are you gonna make bugs in their restaurant?
I could. I mean, we want to leg up on these guys, right? It only lasts, I think, like 6 seconds, too, so.
While you're deciding, why don't you guys all roll for flavor?
Ooh, that's a good roll. I got 19 on the dice. Do I add anything to that?
17.
11.
Let's do like a 1 to 10 stars based on the digit that you rolled, or no, I guess it'd be out of 20. So, that's fine. 1 to 20 stars is basically how you would rate it.
19.
Okay, so you liked your food. None of you got below a 10, did you?
I got
I don't
an
think
11,
so.
and I'm just like, they never asked how I wanted my steaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't ask me either.
You're
One of them is well done, and one of them's rare. Garbage.
I'll slice a piece of my rare steak off and kind of like, you know how when you're talking and if you're talking with your hands, someone might have the food on the end of their fork and just like motion towards like whoever they're talking to. I'll kind of do that and just be like, like in a mocking tone.
I stab my rare steak and slide it over onto her plate.
This time, once you guys are finishing up your meal, you see a new girl come in, and she's very tiny, and she's extremely skinny, and she looks like she's maybe 18, 19 range, and she's got big glasses and freckles, and her hair is in pigtails, and she comes kind of walking up to you guys and says, um, are you, are you guys, are you guys done, or did you need anything, or?
I'll have a glass of water.
Water, okay. And she reaches into her apron and takes out a notepad, and she says, "What kind of water?" "Oh, we only have one kind. We only have one kind of water. I hope that's okay."
Yes, that's fine.
She shakily writes down water. She says, "Did you want that in a glass or
Yes, please.
glass?" Okay.
No, just dump it on her.
Head, but
From the
Oh.
glass?
yes, in a glass.
You want me to dump it on you from the glass?
No,
Oh.
no dumping water on me, please.
She scratches something off her notepad.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I haven't been working here very long, and she's had me take over this table.
It's
Look,
okay.
you're doing a really good job, and I give her a gold.
She
Oh, and
she seems to get
dear.
she drops it on the floor, and then she goes to pick it up and kind of bumps her head on the table, and then puts it in her pocket, and seems even more nervous after you paid her.
And dear, it seems that they forgotten to give me a ladle with my soup. If you could just grab one of those from the kitchen for me, that would be most appreciated.
Like one of those big spoon, like those great big spoons that are shaped like a bowl.
That would be perfect. Yes, thank you. I give her a gold piece and pat her on the head.
She writes it in her notes, and she kind of mutters to herself, "I didn't know we gave ladles with bowls of soup." All right. Is there anything I can do else for you?
I think we're good. Thank you.
She immediately turns around and scampers off towards the kitchen.
I continue munching on my lamb.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yep.
You guys wait 6 minutes, and then she comes back with the water and the ladle.
Thank you. I'm gonna tip her a gold.
The water is like room temp.
That's fine.
Okay.
Does this steakhouse have like the cloth napkins?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to kind of wipe my my steak knife, my carving knife, and the ladle off on the cloth napkin. Fold it up, stick it inside my little apron.
What the fuck?
Carefully place them like wrapped in the napkin so that I'm not gonna like cut myself on them, and be like, well, my business here is done.
Hold on. Hold on. You're not trying to put us to the bill, are you?
Oh no, I was simply wondering if you would be ready to head out.
Yeah, after we pay.
Yes, of course.
Oh, you guys didn't pay already?
No, not yet.
Uh-oh. I've never done tickets before. Oh, it's probably fine. What did you order?
I had a steak.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a steak and vegetables.
That's
And
probably...
I had 2 steaks, a leg of lamb, and some soup.
That probably all costs, eight gold? Nine gold? He's just completely guessing.
I'll give her 10.
She's looking for
cover all of
signals
us.
from you guys as she says it,
Oh,
like
thank
if
you.
she should go up or down. 3 gold.
I slide her 10 in a little stack like poker chip.
She nods and takes it and puts it in her apron, and she says, "Well, have a nice day," and runs to the kitchen.
Okay, bye. Man, the people here are fucking weird.
Really are.
And you get the sense that, like you guys, they've been hired from outside towns and they're not locals for some reason.
What time of day is it right now, Brian?
I would say about 2 p.m. And it's a hot day, even though it's kind of, we're getting out of winter now and going into spring, and it's pretty warm. Next on the agenda,
Sure.
I think he was asking.
Do you guys want to scope out the competition now?
Yeah.
competition-wise, you've got Cedar Inn or Bumble Inn. Cedar is maybe half the size of you guys, and then Bumble Inn is tiny, and it's right next door.
Let's go right next door then first.
Sounds good.
This place looks like it's been around a while, just like with the entrance of the winery. And if you guys go inside, you see that it's all. It looks like it was built with materials that they found in this forest, and there is a platypus behind the counter.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Bumble Inn.
Ugh.
Yes, hello, Barry.
Huh?
Hello. Yes.
Cute
is
little
your-
place you got here.
Thanks, it's been around a while. This is one of the what do you call it? The Torrington? No, the Torrington. Where are we?
It's the Torrington Inn.
Where am I? Who am I?
This is one of the Tallwater staples that's been around a long time.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh,
God damn it.
You guys all looking for a room or rooms?
No, we have a place to stay. We're just exploring the town to see what it has to offer.
Oh, you're
But I
new
greatly
in-
appreciate it.
new in Tallwater. Well, let me tell you, there's a community pool and there's a museum and a library, and they just built the brand new golf resort. I've never been there, and I actually don't really know what golf is. And there's also underground tours if you've never been through the caves.
Interesting.
And just in back of the Bumble Inn, there's a brand new archery range, and it's causing all kinds of problems for us.
Oh, why is that?
Why, just the other night, one of our guests got an arrow through their window.
Oh, sounds like a shame.
Jewelpod's standing a little bit a ways from them.
So, upon hearing that, did we notice anything strange like that near Dolby Inn here?
Oh,
Like anything that may hinder our business in any way?
when you were walking around Tallwater Market, I think that you would have heard the clanking of the blacksmith, and you would have probably distantly heard the thunking of the archery range. It would be a long shot for an arrow to reach your hotel. Other than that,
No, I mean, did we notice anything around the Dolby Inn that would bother our patrons?
that's what I mean. Like the archery range is probably not far enough to bother them. The blacksmith clanking, maybe they could hear it in their rooms.
Okay.
And the Tallwater Market, you have no idea how late that goes into the night. Like if there's a party going on in the marketplace around that fountain, it's possible that could be noisy.
Okay.
Well, if you're not going to stay, you're still welcome to take a look at the place. We've got some games over there, and we're trying to figure out how we can expand. There's been a lot of competition coming into town, and we're a little nervous. But we are one of the oldest places, so I guess if people want rustic and homey, this is the stop.
It is a very nice inn you have.
And we're conveniently located next to the steakhouse and the winery.
Good location.
The only bad part is they built that darn train rail, and that thing sure is noisy when it comes through. Makes our windows rattle.
Man, that's a shame.
Well, hopefully it brings enough guests to compensate for the problems they cause. Oh, you can also go check out the Tallwater Tower. It's got a great view at the top.
Okay.
Is there any information else, other information you need to know? I've been living here all my life. I could probably tell you. For example, not many tourists probably know this, but the locals gather over at the Tallwater Market every single morning for breakfast. And they all bring their own food for everybody to share. We're a very communal society.
Aww.
Well, that's very sweet.
There's never enough. There's never enough dessert, though.
Desserts can be tricky because they're always so good.
Does this place have a kitchen, Brian?
This inn?
Yeah.
Not that you can see from the lobby, but you could ask.
I will do.
Oh,
I'll kind of push past the other two. Is there a place to eat here?
well, no, we're thinking about adding that, but because all the locals normally would gather at the market, and we've got a restaurant right next door, we never thought to put in any sort of breakfast or anything.
Well, that's fine then, I suppose.
He's just standing there staring at you guys with a big smile on his face.
Thank you for all this information. It's been very helpful.
Tell all your friends.
What was your name again, sir?
Oh, Panglepuss.
Oh, God.
Tanglepuss. Well,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure, and here's to many happy years of the Bumble Inn.
Yep, and remember, if you ever need a place to stay the night, just bumble in.
I'm gonna pat him on the head and walk out.
Dolby is totally going to also pat him on the head.
I'm just gonna leave.
I don't think we really have to worry about them.
I would agree. It seems they'll be quite easy to run out of business. We won't have to worry about them at all.
Who are we trying to run out of business?
Hazelnute's here, everybody! Woo!
Hey!
Everybody?
Newt, newt.
Newt, newt.
Why are you turned up so loud?
No.
Nope. Good try, Eric.
Okay, so Hazelnut, we are currently in Tallwater, the town of Tallwater, and they are doing some marketing research currently so that they can figure out how to get people to stay at the Dolby Inn, which happens to be the largest hotel in town. And how you can insert yourself into the game at any time, but we are currently heading from the Bumble Inn over to, I think they're going to the Cedar Inn next.
Okay, and let me find
Yep.
the theater in. Okay. Passing. All right, so she probably just comes out of the Dolby Inn as you guys pass it. She's got Marlon like strapped to her chest in a baby carrier again, and she's just like, "Hi guys."
Hi.
What sort of shenanigans are we getting up to today?
According to our friend here, running other inns out of business.
That's not very nice.
We are making things as profitable for the good Sir Rupert as possible.
All right, well that makes sense. My accent is getting progressively worse. Sorry.
I love it.
That's all right. I haven't done a single good voice tonight.
I ran the waitress away because she was annoying.
And then Greasy Man tried to flirt with us. It was creepy.
All right. So she'll just trot right along beside you guys. She doesn't. She's just.
So I'm like a 7-foot tall, like half elf with like grayish skin, and I have like this shadowy aura about me because I'm spoopy.
Hey, I'm Spoopy too. Twins of fallen Asmar, who has black hair and gray skin as well.
Yeah, if you like scroll up, the character with the scythe is mine.
Oh, I was looking at them
Nice.
while I was in class. Don't worry.
I love her.
Julepod's an electric green dragonborn.
I love it.
And then there's Hazelnut.
And then Hazelnut.
But
Brain.
Hazelnut is the cutest thing ever.
She is.
She adds character.
Yeah.
Brian, do you need to know what my who my patron is? We're gonna have to deal with that.
Brian doesn't even know what that means.
Probably not.
I play D&D.
Do you?
That looks like sour apple.
No.
I mean, Burkhold is spelled B-R-R-R-C-L-D.
Makes sense.
When you guys walk into the Cedar Inn, you see behind this counter is a bugbear. And this bugbear is unusual for a bugbear because he stands at a whole 5'6" tall.
What?
He's a short boy.
Oh.
Foot?
So is he a baby?
Nope. He looks like he might be like a dwarf of a bugbear.
So a dwarf banged a bugbear and created a
Oh
dwarf
no. Oh, I think that's it.
bear. Did
Oh
the
my
dwarf die?
No, the bugbear died.
Oh god. Oh my
Both of
god.
them have good constitutions. They'll be fine.
He's
Wouldn't
got
the sexy time be more of like some kind of stamina?
yikes.
So would you roll like acrobatic or athletic?
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
You're getting
Athletics.
real intricate.
I mean, I roll acrobatics for my rolls. Just saying.
He looks up at you guys behind his arched dark eyebrows, and he's kind of got dark fur around his yellow eyes, and he says, "Welcome to the Cedar Inn."
Thanks.
Hi, friend.
You need a room?
No, we're just looking around.
We're exploring the town. We're new.
You'll come into my establishment and you won't spend any money. You think this place is free.
Wait. All right. You see, we're not here to not spend money. We're just here to sort of scope the place out to see if we want to spend money here later.
Well, we have rooms.
Do you have a kitchen? Do you serve any kind of beverage or food?
Yes. It all costs extra.
Hmm.
Do I have?
Are there any other employees in here?
You only see him. The whole place is quiet.
Do we see any guests here?
Nope.
I'm gonna turn around and pat, I guess, Talon on the back and be like, I don't think we have anything to worry about. And I'm gonna walk outside.
Tallwater like just kind of does nod, follows to her behind her.
So let's go to the Dolby Inn.
Go check out the new Dolby Inn.
Yeet.
You sure we don't want the golf course?
Oh, we can go to the golf course.
Can we go to the golf
Come
course?
back. We need to come back and tell Rupert what golf is.
Yeah, that's true.
When you guys walk into this resort, there's nothing there except that you notice this place is ornate. There's brand new carpeting, brand new wallpaper. Everything looks spick and span. The furniture is all decorative and royal looking. The ceilings are high. The halls are expansive. And you see some signs that kind of navigate you. And so you can kind of guess where you might do things like purchase your clubs or your rentals or whatever you might need to play golf, and where you might shower, and where you might, etc., etc., etc.
Ooh, showers.
Fancy.
Ooh.
Is there bubble baths?
Maybe.
Do they have claw feet?
I'll say that the sign just kind of generally states spa and lockers.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Very fancy. Damn.
I want to go to the spa.
I want to go to the lockers.
I'm gonna go check out the rentals.
Is there like a
Split the
conservatory?
party!
One thing that you guys notice as you head towards the spa and lockers is that you get blocked by a big old door, and it looks like members only key required.
Do we have members only keys?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, Ryan, why not?
You haven't become members yet, silly goose. Yeah, I'll say that there's a conservatory. That's fine. Tolan,
Yes.
you walk along until and the signs lead you down this hall and then through a door and down another hall, and you end up going down a staircase to the very ground floor of where the golf course would be, and because this thing's kind of built on a slope, and down there is where you see a window in the wall, and
To the window. To the
Walls.
walls.
currently manned by a large Aarakocra.
Oh, nice. Hmm. Should I get you guys clubs?
I
I'm good.
guess.
Unless you happen to know what golf is, you wouldn't even necessarily know that you're supposed to rent clubs. You just see like rentals, and then unless you've got hit golf in your backstory somewhere or history that you've experienced it. You
No,
said-
his.
I can hit balls with sticks, and I don't think it's the same thing.
I'm gonna go up and ask. So, what exactly do I rent from here?
And the Aarakocra looks down at you, and how tall are you?
I am 6'1".
Okay, he sort of looks down at you, but not by much. And he leans over the counter, and he's kind of gives his wings a flutter, and he says, "You're new to golf?
Yes, me and my friends are.
Then perhaps you would be interested in our training course."
Brian, out of character, is there putt-putt too?
Like mini golf?
No, the talking car.
East Coast, and we call it putt-putt golf.
We over here call it mini golf.
I have never heard it called putt-putt before in my entire life.
I think that's just
Well, you're
you,
not
Robin.
from the Outer Banks, okay?
I've heard putt-putt, mini golf, mini putt. Man, it's the Wild
Mini
West
putt
here in
junior.
That would not be.
Mini putt junior sucks.
That would not be something that they have at this resort, but that might be something to keep in mind for your marketing schemes.
Good idea.
You've got some
We'll
plots
put
of
a
land.
putt-putt course in Dolby Inn.
Hey! I haven't made the map of the inn yet.
There he goes, bragging about his map skills again.
Our training course is 30 gold per session, and you may take it as long as you wish. It also gives you access to the driving range. I suppose you don't know what that means.
No, I don't.
I could drive a carriage.
Let me give you the rundown. He pulls out some clubs. He says, "We have various sizes and weights of clubs, and these," and he pulls out a golf ball, "are what you use to hit these balls, and you will try to launch them at a great velocity across the course and plink them in time
I
into
don't
a
need
tiny
a club, and I flip my scythe upside down.
hole." And he points at you with one feathery hand, and that is against the rules.
Oh. She puts it on her back.
The benefits of golf are endless for recreational reasons, but also for business networking. All the important people in business meet here on the golf course.
Oh, I see.
Sounds like an expensive meeting.
Sounds like a good walk spoiled to me.
Perhaps you'd like a tour.
Oh,
Everybody take a bag. And he starts he gestures to the bags laying up against the wall, and he says, "And then follow me."
how big are these bags?
I take a bag.
They're standard golf club size.
Okay.
I'll carry Hazelnut's bag.
Aw.
He leads you out the back, and this place is probably, unless you've been to some big cities and stuff, this place is probably one of the most gorgeous landscapes you've ever seen.
Okay.
He takes you to one of the starting locations, and he puts a tee in, and he says, "I'll put the ball here. One of you take the largest club and see if you can hit it as far as you can.
Guys, can I try?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, if you were, if your character was able to pick up on the physics of this, you would probably roll dexterity, but common sense, typically newbies start with strength, so.
Okay, so strength.
Oh no, I'm not really good at either one. Tola's a weak boy.
So she's a newbie, so she's probably going to go for strength. So that's, an 18.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
19 minus 1.
You smack this ball, and you do manage to hit it on your first try, and it launches across the course, and it stays pretty in line that the direction you were trying to hit it, and then it plunks down, and then he kind of smirks and he says, "Well, you kept it on the course. Step aside, please." And he puts his own ball down, and with perfect form, he whacks it. And it stays just in line with yours, but his goes much, much, much farther. And he says, "That's what the training's for. Proper technique will do wonders for you."
I mean, to be fair, this club is also taller than I am, so...
I'm going to pull a vial out of my pocket and sprinkle everyone with holy water and cast Bless. So everyone gets a d4 to add to a roll.
Awesome.
An
So,
attack roll or a saving throw. Would you consider these attack rolls, or are we making
checks.
I'd be willing
Yeah.
to consider it an attack roll,
Okay, cool. Thanks.
like a
You're
long
best.
range.
I'm gonna say Tola's standing behind him, and as he gloats about his hit, Tola's mocking him behind him. He's doing that sassy stance, talking with his hand kind of thing.
Still, that's giggling.
Would any of you others like to give it a try?
I'll try it.
Be careful, don't hit it into the sand or the water.
Tola's still mocking him.
And 4. Well, I don't get the. It's just you guys. So that is an 18.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, yours lands about the same vicinity. Oh, did you roll strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, yours lands about the same vicinity as Wait. Was it Tolan?
No. Hazel.
Hazelnut.
Oh, Hazel. I forgot to write your character down. I didn't even
I'm
remember
trying
who
to
you were.
imagine Hazelnut grabbing this
Right?
driver that's bigger than her.
Hazelnut's, she's a halfling, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
2 feet even.
Oh. Why is Kyrene bigger, taller than you?
I don't know, man. That's just how it be.
I think that given the physical differences, I think Gala's ball would go farther, but the Aarakocra points out, we actually have different starting points for different races to make the game even.
Oh, okay. Where's mine?
Still in line, you'd hit it pretty accurately, just further than hers and not as far as his.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, Hazel... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Try your hand, and he gestures to Jewel Pod.
Oh, all right then. I'll give it a thwackaroo.
Do you have bottles just clanking in your apron?
Yeah, for the most part.
If you roll a 1, you break one.
You'd be leaking red liquid all over the golf course.
Beep boop, beep boop.
He started his dragon period. All dragons get one when they come of age.
17.
Dang, you guys are all doing well. All right, your
Yeet.
dragon board. Yeah, yours gonna fall around the same vicinity as Gala's. You all are either somewhat well versed, or naturals, or maybe beginners.
Not
To hit
Tolan.
stuff.
I must say, this might be your game of choice.
Tolan's gonna go.
Sure.
Oh my god. Nope. That's a 6.
Oh no! You can add a D4.
I did.
Oh no!
Oh,
A
shit.
4. So when I rolled, it almost went on 18, and then it flipped over the 4.
No.
Oh my god damn it, dice.
You whiff. You completely miss the ball, and then the club slips out of your hand and almost nails Jewel Pod.
Oh no, sorry, Joel.
I was about to say, please say it just hits Hazelnut. Instead of hitting the ball, you hit Hazelnut. She just.
I was probably hit Eric Kokra.
He frowns and he says, "Perhaps you need a club with a stickier grip."
Perhaps.
And then he looks at all of you and he says, "Well, I must say I'm impressed by each of you. Well, most of you. I would be willing to grant you all one free rental here at any time."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bring your friends.
So I didn't play Kyrene.
And then he kind of gives one last glare at Tolan, takes up the bags, and walks back inside.
Oh, I want to do that. I'm not going to do it. No, fuck it. I'm going to subtly cast infestation on him.
What does he see?
He needs to make a DC 15 con saving throw.
Well, that's a 3.
There's a cloud of, I'm going to say, fleas on him.
A cloud of them?
Yes, a cloud.
Yikes. Okay. You see him drop.
Wait, should I do a sleight of hand check for it? Because I'm trying to do sneakily.
He was carrying the bags in. I don't think you need to.
Okay.
I think he's going to drop them all and then just dash inside, waving his arms and stuff. You see him disappear into the back room.
I'm gonna go. Oh hey, wait! You dropped something, and I will pick up the bags and try to bring them in like a good Samaritan.
Okay. You already know where they go. They are all just hanging on the wall.
Okay. Yeah, I put them away where they're supposed to go.
About that time, around the corner, you see a guy on what is essentially a golf cart, except he's pedaling it like a bicycle, like one of those paddle boat type things. And he comes up to you, and he's wearing all white, and he's got kind of a beret on, and he rings a ding ding bell, and he says, "How do, everybody?
Hi.
Y'all fellow golfers?"
No, thank you. That's all right.
No, we are
I
good. Thank
pat
you.
him on the head.
Carry on.
His face falls, and he says,
Well, dang it. I haven't found anyone to play against me.
Perhaps when you're older.
he dings his bell and pedals off towards the starting line. What's next on your agenda?
Dolby Inn, I guess.
All right, here we go. You guys go across the street to this 3-story inn, and the big double doors open up before you, and you see a grand entrance. It actually does look reminiscent of the one in Torrington, but this one is spick and span, brand new, and considerably larger. Instead of a little fireplace in the corner, you've got a huge hearth and a furnace and everything, just massive brick on the wall, and you see off to the side from the entrance, just like the old layout of the inn in Torrington, is the kitchen. But this one, the dining area, the stage is could accompany a huge band rather than like a solo or duet performance. The tables are all brand new, of course. You can hear the workers in the kitchen already, like Dolby or Chef Rupert's already hustling and bustling.
This is nice.
And I think you see a centaur walk down the stairs.
Can centaurs go downstairs, Brian?
This one can. Oh, hello. Oh, you're my marketers.
Yes.
Have you come up with any plans so far?
I would look at Jewel Pod.
I'll be quite honest, madam. The other 2 inns in town, well, they're not really competition, I wouldn't say. We also checked out the steakhouse. It was passable. Other than the other restaurants in town, though, I honestly wouldn't worry too much about competition.
That's delightful to hear. Well, Rupert says that you're the finest in Torrington, and I trust his judgment. She kind of gives you a wave of her hand, and she says, do what you need to do. Don't let me get in your way. She goes to the back counter and to the back office. And then you hear a plate crash, and you hear some expletives from Rupert, but they're like not bad words. They're like, I don't know, kind of country bumpkin words.
First of all, don't drag Rupert like that. Second of all, Hazelnut will just walk over and just kind of like stick her head into the kitchen and just go, "Hi, Rupert."
Ah! Ah, Hazelnut, what are you doing here?
We're doing some marketing stuff.
Ah, you're one of our marketers. I don't remember you on
am.
the train.
Huh?
I think my head's been in the clouds. I don't remember you on the train.
Well, the thing is, I just kind of showed up here. But it's fine.
I'm sorry if I don't have a lot of time to talk. These people, it's like they've never worked in the kitchen before.
That's alright. You go right ahead and do what you need to do. It was just nice to see you. And she'll duck back out.
Every single one of his helpers in the kitchen are locals. It's just like him and a bunch of little animals running around.
Wait, animals? Like forest animals?
Oh, yeah, so this whole place is made up of armadillos, moles, hedgehogs, platypus, porcupines, echidnas.
How do you think finding all these ways to my heart? So, these are not, are these like sentient animals, or are they?
Yep. They're like, essentially like porcupine folk. Mole
Now I
folk.
have to do the Humblewood character someday.
And they're all like 5'2"-ish.
Okay, she'll just go, "Hi."
Some of them wave at you. Rupert says, I'm sorry, we have not hired a bellhop or a concierge. You're just going to have to tour the place yourself.
Okay. And she'll just like slide back, kind of like scoot back out of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So you guys see a staircase, and you see some of these rooms have not been established yet. They're just empty rooms. You don't really know what's going there yet. Might be even open to your ideas.
Seems like this place is missing a little bit of greenhousery, considering how many animal folk there are living here. They're all working here.
The centaur comes back out from the back office, and she's looking at a big calendar-looking schedule in her hands, and she says, I'm hoping our grand opening will be this time in a week and a half.
A week and a half?
Week and a half? Wow.
We could push it back to 2 weeks. We haven't made the announcement yet. I'm hoping everybody can be trained by then. We have to figure out what we're going to do over there and there. Let's see. What I was hoping for is that you would all be able to put on some sort of grand opening, I don't know, a party or a celebration.
Hmm.
Anyway, think it over.
Of course.
Is it getting to be about dinner time, Brian?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And she says, oh, I meant to bring this up. The reason I chose that date is because that is when the trains are going to start bringing in, that just seasonally speaking, that's generally when people start having their vacations. So we expect an influx of residents and guests.
Ah.
I would
I
say
see.
it's like 5:30.
All right, that makes sense. You guys suppose she wouldn't say y'all. What the fuck am I doing? Do you guys think that should we have a look around?
Y'all been
Yeah.
from Britain? That's where I'm from.
I do have some work to do, but yes, if you wouldn't mind scoping out the inn and finding some improving ways and maybe some good ways to market, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. Take a look around.
All right, so you've got your dining area with the big stage. It's just like the old one, but much grander. You've got these two open party-looking rooms, or like maybe like you could call them like meeting rooms or something about that size. And they're empty and vacant right now. If you were to go up the stairs, you just see standard rooms, but then you also see that this inn has a workout room.
Playing D&D right now.
Hazelnut walks over and just immediately starts fucking around on the machines, like just like she knows she's probably not supposed to, but she just doesn't care.
Everything is much more mechanical than our electric machines today, but they all have very similar in function. Hold on a second, I gotta delete some
I
stuff.
will help Hazelnut. So if she can't climb up onto things, I will like give her a boost so she can get on the machines.
Here's a real one.
Jewel Pod has walked out of the Dolby Inn.
Okay. All right, so you guys continue your tour. There's considerably more rooms, 2 stories worth of rooms. The top floor is just a hallway, and the bottom floor is a big circle of rooms. And then in the center of this, it's not a circle, but it's a square. In the center of the square is kind of where the workout room and thing is. There is even like what do you call it? Like a jacuzzi tub in the workout room.
Ooh.
And so, Jewel Pod, where are you going?
I'm going to go to Guido's restaurant.
Okay. You see some of the people that maybe that you'd seen in the market and stuff. Some of the people that are not animals. They're going in there at the same time. I think, let's see, Guido's. When you walk in, you see, I don't want to say Italian because this isn't. It's Italian.
I know how to be Italian. Italian.
Italian.
I'm not home.
Jewelpot is going to walk past everyone and just go into the kitchen.
Okay. I don't know if anybody would even question whether you work there or not, since everything's so new. But you go into the kitchen and you see it's set up very similar to the way that Torrington's kitchen was.
Okay.
And then there's going to you'll see
Famous Torrington kitchen.
the famous one and only. I think a gnome walks in and he looks up and you says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need something?"
Yes. My name is Jonas. I'm the new saucier who's just hired.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, the new what?
The new saucier, and I'm gonna start pulling out the. I'm gonna grab a big saucepan that's hanging up somewhere, and then like start pulling out the wine bottles and my the knives that I've collected and my sauce ladle.
He says, "Oh, really? Well, then you'll like this." And he takes you to this counter that's got a big machine on it, and it kind of looks like a hand grinder thingy. And he starts picking up tomatoes and stuff, and he puts them in there and grinds them all up, and it comes out as a paste. I made it myself.
Yes, that'll save quite a bit of time.
I built a number of these inventions. Look at this one, and he takes you to this one that's kind of a rack with this spinning disc on top, almost like a pottery wheel, and he puts a loaf on there, and he starts spinning it, and then he kind of squashes it down, and you see it all flatten out like a pizza crust. Actually, he says, it operates with this pedal down here.
Quite ingenious, yes.
And then he says, and now look at this one. And he takes a bunch of flour and he pours it into this machine and he turns it on, but he forgets to close the lid and the entire kitchen is suddenly exploding with flour.
Oh no.
I suppose I got a little overexcited.
I'm gonna start prestidigitating the flour away, and
I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
not to worry.
So, much
Are you the
experience?
chef
You worked in a big city or anything?
Yes, I was up in is it Clap Cheeks? Up in Clap Cheeks for a while.
Wow. What name?
Never been.
Never been.
Never had a mind to go, to be honest.
It's not a bad place, but it's a little tiring.
Well, I hope that you know how to make food better than I do. I'm honestly more of an inventor and a tinkerer than a chef.
Well, why don't you stick with tinkering up some new recipes, and I'll make sure that they taste good.
That seems a little... Well, okay.
I'm gonna pat him on his head.
You guys and your short people.
We don't get to be around that many.
You really don't.
Usually, most of the party is short. Like, now most of us are tall, and we get to pat the short people.
I think Hazelnut's the only short one today.
I'm usually always a tall person. I don't think I have any tiny characters.
God, I wish that were me.
The one I'm playing is the tallest character I've ever made. She's 7 foot tall.
He looks kind of concerned when you tell him to invent new recipes, but you have a feeling he's probably just going to start putting things in his machines and see what comes out.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As
Teach him
he's
how to make
doing
hamburgers.
that, no, that's okay. As he's doing that, like when he goes to do one thing, I'm gonna like walk over to what he was just working on and cast like acid splash to mix it in with it,
Oh my god.
and then
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation so that it tastes good.
Yikes.
Wow.
Huh?
We're supposed to be helping the Dolby Inn.
I'm not at the Dolby Inn.
Oh.
He
Oh,
went,
that's right. You went to the restaurant.
Nah.
Oh
he's
yeah.
at Guido's.
Yeah, I'm at Guido's.
Okay.
He gets so he tastes it, and because of the prestidigitation, he just dicks a dab, you know, and he says, "This is really good." He says, "Oh, I know that I get a little excited, so you may have to rein me in if this is a bad idea, but it just occurred to me. Do you think we could try this on some customers right now and just kind of see what they think, get their feedback?"
I was thinking we could debut this for the dinner rush. Actually, I'll whip up a nice soup to kind of get them in the mood for that. How about that?
All right, I'll make a large batch of this.
Perfect. And my soup is basically just going to be deconstructed cooking sherry. With like some flour to make it into almost a roux. Just a fucking wine roux.
So gross. I assume you're
But I'm going to
prestidigitate
prestidigitate it to make it taste good, yeah.
So you're not gonna do oats and Ovaltine?
God.
Tell me about acid splash real quick. Is it actually acid? Like
Yeah.
dangerous?
Sorcerer spells.
Oh, I quit this first.
Acid splash is target takes 1d6 acid damage.
Fuck. Okay.
It's a bubble of acid. But yeah, I'll be mixing that or some poison sprays in.
Jeez.
You know, good old fashioned stuff.
All right. So
But it's gonna taste really good.
I think the waiters come in and start taking the dishes out to people. Are you gonna hang around or are you just gonna bail?
I'm going to have one last like big pot of soup that I've made, and I'm going to use my acidic breath weapon into it.
Jesus Christ, Eric.
Jeez.
And then I'm going to grab the bottle of Riesling, pop it open, pour 2 glasses, give one to the gnome, and then start to walk out and cast Alter Self on myself to turn into someone else.
Oh my god.
As you're walking out, you hear him kind of muttering from the back. Boy, what a grand opportunity. I've got somebody who knows how to cook well, and I finally get to put my inventions to use. This is like the best day of my life.
Oh,
Eric, you monster.
you're so mean.
The wife and children will be so pleased that I can finally provide for the home.
Oh no.
Eric, you fucking monster.
I hate this so much.
Jewel Pod is whistling the Andy Griffith song as he walks back to the Dolby Inn.
Oh my god.
All right. You guys, I think we should probably call it for the night. On that
Yeah.
horrible, horrible note.
God, Eric.
Kill
news is-
people.
Good news is we'll be able to buy some of those inventions cheap, I'll bet.
Oh my god.
Rupert will be able to make great use of them.
You can make hamburgers.
Hey, you
Yeah,
were
exactly.
listen, on a positive
Ketchup.
note, you were going to poach some other employees, so you could always just take the gnome for yourselves.
Do that.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
true.
Maybe
You
the
can
owner
invent
of
things
maybe
for us.
yeah, maybe Guido is actually a bastard.
working on my owl character right now. Because it'd be perfect for this town.